All right. You're currently recording on the cloud. And if you guys read the little blurb about what the meeting was going to be, and again, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say it for the internet too. It's been a long day. It's been a lot of talking to people for me, and I'm going to be jumping around a little bit and probably not making, or I should say, making less sense than I normally do. So apologies for that in advance. If I start to get weird or wonky, just scream stop and ask a question, and we'll start over. But if you read the little blurb went something like this. There are no hacks for anything in life. Okay. So all this hack culture and I've got the hack and I've got this and I've got that is crap. There are no hacks for anything in life. However, there is one attribute or behavior or whatever you want to call it that will guarantee you success in everything that you do in life. And it's a lot more simple than you think it is. So if you're able to talk and you can chime in and tell me what you think that one quality or one attribute is. Tell me what you think it is. The one thing that guarantees success in anything in life. What is it?
Discipline.
Discipline. That's a really, really good one. That's not it. Next. It's one of my favorites. That's not it.
Work hard.
Work hard. Also one of my favorites. That's not it.
Perseverance.
Consistency.
You went twice, Michael. You don't get to go twice. You get to go one time. Okay. Uh,
Perseverance, as Dad always says.
Perseverance. Perseverance is also one of my favorites. That's not it. Danielle, you got a guess?
Having a good attitude.
Attitude, also one of my favorites. That's not it either. All right. Now, everything that you guys mentioned is extremely important, and you can't be successful without those things. And I need to premise this conversation with that, right? If you nailed what I was going to tell you or what I'm going to drop on you, if you nailed that and you had it 100%, 110%, you still would be nowhere in this world or in this business without having a good attitude, without working hard, without having discipline, and without being persistent or having perseverance. You still have to have all those things. But if we can make an assumption, if we put 100 real estate agents in a room, okay, and we know that out of that 100, only 30 of them are selling anything. All right. So 70 of them go away. Now we're left with the 30 that are selling something. Okay. Out of that 30, well, let me back up a step. Every one of those 30 people has all of the things that you guys just mentioned. They're disciplined, they work hard, they have good attitudes, and they can shake off crap, right? They have high levels of perseverance. They all have that. But within that 30, there's one of them that sells just as much as the other 30 combined all by themselves. Okay. And those are real. I mean, I don't have the data right in front of me, but those are pretty accurate numbers. You put 100 of them in a room, 70 of them basically are sleeping, right? 30 of them are in production. And out of that 30, one of them is a superstar. Okay. If all 30 of them, including the one, have all of those things that you talked about, what does the one have that they don't? Or what is the one, better way to say it is, what is the one better at that than they are, than the rest of them, than the other 29? What is he or she better at? When I say it, you guys are going to go, of course. And then we're going to give some examples and you're going to go, of course, this is dumb. Okay, but I'm going to make you stretch. Anybody got any idea? One last chance to guess, and then we're going to drop it.
Better to be known than to know.
I mean, that's probably true, but that's not it. All right, you ready? The thing that makes that agent better than any of those other agents is the ability to deal with discomfort. Okay? And that's the thing that makes anybody better than everybody else in their field. You don't believe me? I'm telling you right now, that one quality is the quality that makes superstars out of average. Let me give you some examples. All right. You guys know that I relate almost everything in my life to some kind of sport or some kind of athletic process. Right. I was lucky enough to coach some really, really high level athletes. They're all good. Okay. They're all really good. They all work really hard. They all train hard. They're strong people mentally, physically. They're extremely talented. There's God-given talent in there, right? They're all of that. They're all that good. The thing that makes them different than any that singled them out, and then also there was a cut line in there between the 25 people on a team, the best one or two, was the ability to deal with pain. Okay? That's as simple as I can put it. The ability to deal with pain, right? How does any athlete grow? How does any athlete get stronger? How do they get faster, right? How do they have more endurance so that they don't get tired as easily? How do they do that? Athletes are the easiest thing to look at. Pain. They go through pain to get stronger, to get faster, to have better wind, and to have more endurance, right? To not get tired. There's only one way for an athlete to do it. It's pain, right? Whoever can go through pain the best is going to be better. 9 times out of 10. Whoever deals with pain the best does better. All right? Let's give you some examples. Everybody knows Kobe Bryant, right? Everybody knows who Kobe Bryant is. Every day for like 18 years, Kobe Bryant got up at 3 in the morning and he started his workouts at 4 a.m. Okay? And he went through pain, long, long amounts of pain to get faster, better. Michael Jordan, he got cut as a sophomore in high school. Okay? Went through pain, became Michael Jordan. Tiger Woods, I've talked about him 100 times, right? He can't even walk anymore because he went through so much pain and got better. Olympians, they're the biggest example of all because they'll train somewhere between 4 and 8 years every day. And if you're in the Winter Olympics, for a 2 minute event, right? They will go through 8 years of pain for 2 minutes. That's it. 8 years of suffering in the gym, 8 years of suffering on the track, 8 years of never eating an Oreo, okay? Never drinking a soda, right? Pain. Whoever deals with pain the most in sports wins. Take it back just to the people that I worked with. Whoever could deal with pain the most in the gym, or whoever could deal with pain in the most on a run, was going to win, right? Was going to win the job, win the spot. It just that simple. It got down to that. When everybody else is the same, and when everything else is the same, it's whoever can tolerate discomfort. Okay? Okay, Damien, yeah, but you always talk about sports. All right, let me break it down to you another section of life. All right. If you know me well enough at all, you know that I struggle and have struggled for years with with weight. Okay? And I'm not saying that, I'm obese or anything. What I'm saying is 90% of the time I'm larger than or way more than I want to or should. Okay? Why is that? Okay. We already know, we've talked about it 100 times. We know that I know what it takes to be not that way. We know that I know what needs to be done to not be that way. We know that I know why it's important. Okay. Why do I have trouble maintaining it? Why do I have trouble staying where I want to stay? Because I'm not willing to go through the discomfort and the pain, right? But let's be real about it. Okay. I could fix it just like that. Okay. I've said this 100 times to 100 people that I know, including myself. I say this to myself every day. Give me 1 month, I'll take 50 pounds off. And it won't even be that hard. Okay. I know how to do it. I'll tell you exactly how to do it. You guys want to know the secret? It'll be like Michael's telemarketing class or his cold call class where the coach said, I'm going to tell you how to be a millionaire, but you're not going to do it. Right? You'll never do it. Right? You guys want to know how to lose 50 pounds in a month without going crazy? I'll tell you how to do it. You can't eat any flour. You can't eat any sugar. All right. You can't drink anything but water. You can only eat 2,000 calories a day, and you have to walk 4 miles every day. That's all you have to do, and you'll lose 50 pounds. Like it's nothing. Okay. Now, did I say you can't eat? No. Did I say you can't, you can't, you have to like go to the gym for 7 hours a day? No. Right? I just said you can't eat flour, sugar. You got to drink water, right? You can only eat 2,000 calories a day, which is a lot. You can only eat 2,000 calories a day, and you have to walk 4 miles. It's not even running. You're just walking. It's nothing, right? It's that simple. But I don't want to do it because it causes me pain, right? I like cookies, right? I like pasta, right? I like orange juice. I don't even drink soda 90% of the time, but I like orange juice in the morning, especially, right? I don't like walking, okay? I don't like the way I feel when I don't eat those things or when I only eat 2,000, 2,500 calories a day. I don't like the way I feel, okay? Am I dying? Is there any chance, guys, that I'm going to have some kind of major medical condition if I do those things, even though I might be hungry and starving or jonesing for a cupcake or jonesing for an Oreo, right? Or really wanting a bowl full of pasta? I won't feel right because I don't have those things. But am I in any real danger? Absolutely not, right? What would happen if I ate 1,000 calories a day for 2 weeks? I would be miserable.
What about the people around you? Are they in danger?
They're probably in danger, Michael. Yes. Okay. I would be absolutely miserable. But let me ask you this. Am I going to die? Am I going to have any serious health complications? No, because I've got enough extra on me that my body could eat itself for 2 weeks and I could survive, right? Which is the whole idea, right? So pain avoidance or avoidance of discomfort keeps me from realizing that goal. Okay. Let's jump it into business real quick. Let's jump it into business. How many real estate, and this is going to transition to what Danielle and I were talking about. How many real estate people do you think in this world go through the discomfort because in the beginning it's very uncomfortable doing the things that have been statistically proven to generate business for year after year after year after year after year? AKA, how many people follow the track line on the Workman Success System scorecard and score 60 points a day? How many people out of 100 real estate agents do you think do that on average? Michael's going two, three, all right? Those of you that are on camera, let me see your fingers. How many out of 100 do you think do things like that? 10. Danielle says 10. Jess says three. Okay. It's somewhere between 0 and 5, right? Somewhere between 0 and 5. What does an average agent avoid because they don't like it, or it causes them pain, or it causes them fear? They avoid any kind of prospecting. They avoid doing follow-up calls. They avoid difficult conversations. They avoid asking for business, asking for the order, right? They avoid hard conversations like price reduction conversations, and they avoid objections. Okay. Does everyone know what I mean by objections? It's when your client says they don't like something and it's your job to tell them why they do, right? Rather than just agreeing with them. Why do you think real estate agents avoid those things? Those one, two, three, four, five, six things. Fear, yes. Fear of what?
Change.
Change, maybe. Discomfort, maybe. Let's get more specific. Why do they avoid them? Fear of what? Losing business. I'm going to go rejection. There it is. Some form of rejection, some kind of ridicule. Stay there. Tell me about rejection from prospecting. What kind of rejection can you experience in prospecting? Looking for new business.
Well, I can give an example that was recent.
Okay.
Uh, I've just decided I was just going to make the phone calls no matter what, because I have my list. I'm just going to go through the list and make phone calls. So, you call a lot of people and they don't answer the phone. Then finally somebody answers the phone. And first he says, well, no, it's not a good time. I said, okay, well, if you feel like it's going to be a better time in the future, save my phone number, give me a call, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, well, probably not though.
Okay. Good.
He said, I'm probably not. Probably not.
Good. What else? What other kind of rejection can we get in prospecting? I mean, you get people that yell at you. You get people that like question your integrity. You just get mean people in general, right? They're going to insult you somehow, some way, like you're bothering me, that kind of deal, right? All those kinds of feelings. Let me ask you this though, and be honest. Why do you care? Why do we care? Because I care too, just so you know. Those of you that don't know me, like really, really know me, this could be surprising to you. I am the world's largest introvert. Okay? I can easily, and you can ask the person that I live with, I could easily go for 2 weeks without uttering a word, without seeing a person. I have conversations in my head that last days. All right. And I'm totally okay with that. Right. I'm totally okay with that. There is no need or even real want on the part of me to want to communicate with another human being about anything. Okay. I would love to sit in front of a television with my dog and a glass of water and not say a word for a week. Okay. For a week. So I'm right there with you. Okay, as far as not liking rejection or not liking getting blasted on the telephone or whatever else. I don't like it because it like scars my soul and makes me want to stop doing what I'm to stop this business forever and never pick up the phone again. That's why I don't like it. I don't like it because I don't like conflict. Right? Everybody's like, sure you don't. No, I really don't. I don't like conflict. Okay? Why don't you guys like it? What are you worried about when you get rejected on a prospecting call or a difficult conversation call? Let's pick any of those topics. It doesn't have to be prospecting. What bothers you about getting rejected? Why do you care? I just told you why I care. Why do you care? Maybe it just sucks.
Yeah, why do we care? Heck with those people. Why do we even care? What's the
Isn't it
big deal?
interesting though? If I'm sitting here telling you about it, you're like, I don't know why I care. It's not that big a deal. But when you're in it, it can scar you enough to not want to do it ever, ever again. Right? What I would ask you to do is to remember a couple of things. Number one, remember this moment where I asked you specifically why you cared and why it hurt you or why it bothered you, and you can't articulate it to me. Okay? You can't, which means that it's not real. Hell, at least I could articulate why I don't like it to you. You can't articulate it to me. All right? So half of it is just in his own head. Now, I've had this conversation with a few of you lately. Some of you are on the call, some of the people aren't on the call. And that is this. You want to get better at real estate? You want to have better results? You need to get the hell over yourself. I can articulate it, but we are doing a therapy session. You need to get the hell over yourself, first and foremost. All right? Everything this response that you've been conditioned to have when something doesn't go your way, okay? It's ingrained into us, I think, from when we're really, really young because we don't want to get in trouble or we don't want to get yelled at or we don't want to upset the person that we're dealing with. And so we develop this response, this that creates this hesitation around doing the things that are hard to do or that we should be doing because we want to avoid conflict at all costs. Okay? I don't like being told no. That's true. Okay? I want you to step back and think about it. I'm going to give you another example. All right? You want to talk about rejection? Okay? You guys think you know a lot about rejection as a real estate agent? Try emailing and calling 100 real estate agents a day and saying, hey, you should check out our brokerage. Do you want to talk about rejection? These people sit up and wait for me. All right? They literally wait for me. And you know what? It used to bother me a lot. Okay? It used to bother me a lot. So now I've been doing some reading, I've been doing some practicing, I've been doing those things. And I had one the other day that blasted me. Response to an email. Straight blasted me. That is laughable. You are laughable. I would never blah 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 blah. If I was like stranded on an island and your brokerage ship was sailing by, I'd rather drown, blah 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 blah. Just whatever. You know? Like 3 years ago, that would have cut me bad. Like I probably would have never sent another email again. And it's not that I didn't feel it. I did for a second. And then I responded. And you know what I said? I said, that is the best freaking answer I have had all year. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the chuckle this morning. Send. And by the way, you're off the list. Okay, so that's that. I'm oversimplifying because I don't know how else to do it. Right? And we're not just talking about prospecting, we're talking about all of it. Okay, I want you to be really honest with yourself and think about some things. We focused in on the habits call because that's where Danielle and I were talking about, and it just kind of took me there organically. But then let's talk about your marketing stuff. Okay, let's talk about what you post on social media. And I'm not talking about the fun videos and all that cool stuff that you guys are all really, really good at. That's all awesome. Okay, I'm talking about the more institutional marketing where you're talking about what you do, who you are, and why you're good at it. Okay. I'm talking about what your presentation is to people out in the world when you start talking about who you are as an agent. Okay. I'm talking about the kinds of stuff and the kinds of words that you put into your presentations when you're meeting with a prospective client or an actual client for the very first time. I can promise you, You're all way too conservative in those approaches. Right? None of you give yourself enough credit. None of you are willing to put it out there that you're the best, that you're the greatest, that you're good at this, that you're good at that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you know why you're afraid to do it? Because you think someone's going to call you on it. That's why you're afraid to do it.
Also
You're,
because it sounds hokey.
it doesn't sound hokey. Well, it can sound hokey, Michael. It absolutely can sound hokey. But whenever you start, I'm working with a few of you right now on crafting that image. When you get to the point where you're wanting to craft that image and you don't want to sound hokey, you run it by me or we work through it together to make sure it doesn't sound hokey. All right. It it's going to sound a whole lot more confident than, most of you are dealing with right now. Okay. But that's okay. Okay. The fear of pain in the form of rejection, ridicule, or questioning, the fear of pain, the lack of tolerance for pain is holding you back there as well. It's stunting your growth, right? You're running a 6-minute mile and the agent next to you is running sub 4, all right? Because they're able to deal with the pain at a higher level, okay? Why are you afraid of somebody calling you out on your stuff? Anybody want to tell me? Maybe you're not afraid when we're sitting here talking about it.
Honestly, I think there's such a slim chance of that happening that it's really in our heads. It's really like it's in your mind. Yeah.
You so nailed it. The chances are really, really good that it's never going to happen anyways, right? Now you guys are like, man, that I saw everybody's face go like this when I told you about the agent that emailed me back and blasted me. That's like one blast for 5,000 emails. Okay? That's a really, really low percentage, right? Most of it is in your head, but that doesn't make it any less real or any less scary. Hey, I'm not minimizing the concern that you have or the not wanting to go through pain that you have, as much as I'm saying you got to get real with it as far as whether or not it's accurate. And then you've got to learn how to deal with a little bit of discomfort to go to the next level. And just like I was saying with Danielle in her best practices, if you go through the discomfort now and you push through that, then it becomes normal and it's not uncomfortable anymore, right? It's not uncomfortable anymore. I'm gonna pick on Jessica for a minute, okay? Because this is fresh and this is real and this is, to me, I mean, some of you are probably going to be like, those numbers aren't impressive, but to me, they're really impressive. All right. So I ask her all the time, why don't you like post stuff on social media? She doesn't like it. Okay. Doesn't like it. So just rip one of those little videos off on social media, put it on social media. Doesn't like it. All right. Went to the new listing the other day. Travis was there. She did a little video that she hated Travis. And she said, "Oh, I'm going to put it on my story." I go, "Why are you going to do that? It disappears in 24 hours. Never, no one's ever going to know you're a real estate agent. You got to put it on your wall, whatever it's called. You got to put it on your wall." She goes, "I don't want it there because then people see it over and over and over again. I don't want it there. I look stupid." I'm like, "You are stupid. Like, why are you saying that? Like, I can't even understand why you're saying that. Of course they're going to see it over and over and over again. That's the whole damn point. Like, what are you doing?" So she did it, mostly because I bullied her, I think. Okay. And I mean, like I said, I don't know if this is impressive or not, but it's impressive to me. How many views is it up to now? Like 3,000? 1,500. Okay. Sorry. I got exaggerated. 1,500. 1,500 views and like less than it hadn't been 24 hours yet. So realistic fear, realistic fear of rejection, realistic fear of looking stupid, realistic fear of oh they're gonna think I'm weird or laugh at me or whatever it is. Is it realistic? No, it's not. In fact, why wouldn't you do that every frickin' day? Right? What is stopping you from doing what needs to be done every single day? Everybody, I want you, if you can't talk, I want you to put in the chat right now. I want you to pick one thing. Everybody's got to answer except for Chad if he's driving. All right. You tell me the one thing that you know that you should be doing, but that you are not doing it with any kind of regularity because you don't want to go through the pain. Put the one thing in the chat. I want to see what it is. I'm watching. That means go right now. Watch how many people jump out of the meeting right now. Door knocking, phone calls, more phone calls, door knocking. Okay, good. Posting videos anywhere. Yep. All of the above. Okay. Okay. Who else is here that's not typing? Chad, if you're driving, can you tell me verbally what it is and I'll put it in? It's like, I'm not answering you.
Yeah, I like all the above too.
Okay, but you
No,
have to
but
pick one. I'm not letting you get away with it. Pick one thing.
oh, I'd say calls,
Call.
specifically something that I don't want to do, have no desire to.
Okay.
Um, and then another thing that I don't do that just because of the energy it takes, and I know I want to do it, but I don't, and I lazy out of it is newsletters.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Good. Shelby, if you're driving, can you t calls? Shelby chimed in. Calls. All right, good. Now, I'm going to challenge you, those guys that said calls. We're running out of time, but I'm going to challenge you. When you say calls, is everybody talking about prospecting calls? Is that what we're talking about? Yes. Okay, good. All right. What day is it? Thursday? Okay. I'm going to give you one challenge, or not one challenge. I'm going to give you several choices. Okay. I want you to do one of these things every day, not Saturday, Sunday, every day until next Thursday. Can you commit to doing that? I promise. I promise you. They're not painful or life-threatening or anything else. But I'm going to give you everybody grab a pen, okay, or something to write with, or um, hopefully it'll show up in the notes, okay, the automatic Fathom notes. But here's what it is. You have to pick one of these activities, just one of these activities every day until next Thursday. Okay. Number one, call on an expired listing. Notice the word said call. It didn't say text. You got to call on an expired listing. Okay. Number two, call and ask somebody for a review. Make it a Google review. Okay. Michael, you're gonna love this one. Some of you guys aren't even gonna care about this. You do it all anyways. But record and post a video. Okay. This one gets star points. This one gets star points. Call someone in your sphere and ask for a referral. Okay. It's harder than it sounds. Okay. I don't know if the timing works on this one, but it's always a good one. Given who's got listings and where they are in that process right now. But if you've been thinking about it and you haven't got around to it and you got a listing, ask for a reduction. Okay. Ask for a reduction. And this is the big star one. This is the big star one. Ready? Pick 10 houses in any neighborhood and door knock it. If you don't have houses with 10 neighborhoods, door knock 5 doors. Okay? Guys, whether it's business, whether it's sports, okay, whether it's people on a fitness journey, the ones that are successful are not any better, any smarter than anybody else. There might be a little bit of God-given talent thrown in there along the way, but like I said in our first example, if you put 100 of them in there and you take away 70 and you're talking about the remaining 30, they're all the same. Okay? They're all the same. The ones that are successful are the ones that can go through discomfort and deal with it. The ones that can deal with being uncomfortable are the ones that will succeed. The only way that you get better at doing the things that you don't want to do, that you should be doing, the only way that you get better at eating broccoli is to eat broccoli. Okay? After a while, it doesn't taste like broccoli anymore. It just tastes like dinner. So take those 5 behaviors, okay? Take those 5 behaviors. I'll even add one since I'm working on it with a few of you right now. I'll even add one. Generate and post your first brag ad on social media. You know what a brag ad is, right? I am the best and here's why. Okay? Post your first brag ad on social media. All right? I'll give you one of those too. Do you mean pick one of these each day until Thursday? Yes. Or, Danielle, you can do the same one every day. If you just want to stick with call, you can call, but you got to do it every single day, right? Every day. Any other questions in there? Calls, calls, calls. No. All right. Questions, thoughts. Why the hell am I talking about this? I'll give you the why the hell I'm talking about this, and then I'll let you guys take over. Look, you're all here, okay? All of you. You're all here. You're all good at what you do. You all know what you're doing, okay? You're not brand new agents. You're not dumb, okay? You're all here. What I would love for you is to go here, okay? But you can't go from here to here without being extremely uncomfortable. It's not possible, all right? It's like taking an athlete that's running a 6-minute mile and taking them down to 4-minute miles. There's going to be some pain. Is it worth it? Yes. Is it worthwhile? Yes. Is there going to be pain? Yes. Okay. Real estate business is no different. But let me monetize it for you. Okay. Just to give you a little bit extra incentive. Okay. From here to here is like $150,000 in your pocket. Okay. That's life changing. You understand that? That's life changing. Picture your life right now. You sitting here listening to me talk about this stuff with $150,000 in your bank. Is that a different feeling for you? Does your life look different at that point? Are you more comfortable? Less stressed? Probably more positive? Okay. Yeah. Anybody that ever said money isn't everything, never had it? All right. Okay. Like, it's a big deal. It's a life-changing thing. Are you willing to go through the discomfort to bridge that gap? Okay. I'm going to challenge you to start tomorrow. Start going through that pain tomorrow. Let me give you some fuel that might help you a little bit. Okay. When you hang up this phone when you get off of this Zoom meeting, I want you to spend the rest of the night questioning yourself about whether or not you're worthy. Go ahead and get it out of your system. All right. Go ahead and get all negative. Go ahead and question whether you're worthy or not. Go ahead and, compare yourself to whomever, wherever, however, and come in below the bar. Go ahead and do all of that. Get it out of your system. Really feel it. And when you wake up tomorrow morning, I want you to wake up knowing that you are the very best real estate agent in your market, period. And that you'll go toe to toe with anybody and argue with them about whether or not that's true. You're never going to have to, just so you know, you're never going to have to, but I want you to be ready to do that because that's the kind of attitude, somebody said attitude in the beginning, that's the kind of attitude you have to go through the pain. Okay? Otherwise, it's just really no fun. All right? So, questions, thoughts, good for you, bad for you. This is a little different. Waste of time, good way to spend time. What do you think? What do you think, man?
It's way easier for me to say something good about somebody else, than it is about something to say something about, all these things. Like, super easy. So look, you see the picture?
Yeah,
See the art that's it's missing? Do you know where it is?
in a gallery.
That's right. It's in the East Street Gallery. So be there second Saturday, East Street. It's free. It costs absolutely nothing. So just show up. It's Joy's show. Yeah, it's 5 o'clock on the second Saturday, East Street Gallery, second Saturday. Be there or be square.
Michael, I love you, man, but your note was backwards and upside down.
Oh man.
E Street Gallery, second Saturday. There you go. And you're right. It is way easier to say good things about other
No,
people. A lot easier. Flip it. There you go. Now you're there. There you go. Good job. Good job. Good job. It's a lot easier to say good things about other people than it is to say about yourself. That's absolutely right. So when you wake up tomorrow morning, it won't be that way anymore. You can go ahead and do all of that pouty stuff tonight, but when you wake up tomorrow morning, you're going to be in a different headspace and saying good things about yourself. And although you may have good things to say about other people, that doesn't make them quite as good as you. Okay? All right. Let me hear from somebody else. Good, bad, waste of time, positive time, ready to go. Think I'm full of crap. Where you at?
It's good. It's
Well,
100% worth it. And we do have to check our own psychology every now and then. So I'm 100%. I love it. And on that note too, if you like letters, recommendations and referrals
mhm.
online, it's easier to say something about someone else like Michael was talking about. 100%. So again, you had brought it up last week a little bit. So I took a lot of the recommendations that people have given me online and to circle back to the old lessons, dump it into AI with your resume, your professional summaries, and see what the Almighty says. It's easier for AI to talk about you too.
Yeah, pull from it, right? Because I
Yeah,
find common themes and common positives. Yeah, absolutely.
I never would have said about myself what that process in the AI did, but it nailed it. And so it was the fear of posting it online and actually saying that, yeah, this is me and advertising myself online that way. That's where the check in your spirit comes from. But it's fear, and what the kids call it, imposter syndrome.
Yeah. Yeah, they
That
do. Yes. Thank you,
that goes
Chad.
around.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm with you 100%. I told you guys I did it a month ago or 6 weeks ago, whatever that, when I first went through that project that I shared with all you guys and spit out all those different bios for me that I now have all over the internet. I just did what it said and I posted it where it said to put it. I would not have written any of that about me. None of it. I would not have done that. I mean, do you know how many phone calls I got saying like, "What are you posting that for?" I mean, you can't say that. That's not true. Do you know how many phone calls and text messages I got after I did that? None. Nobody. No, that's not true. I got one. You know what it was? A listing. Okay? A listing. That's who complained. The person that wanted me to list their house. But I wouldn't have done it. I'm right there with you, Chad. I never would have said that about myself, and I certainly wouldn't have put it online.
Yeah. I know I'm new. I don't know many of you very well, but if you've been working together and meeting for a while, I mean, if you write a paragraph about each other and what you know, or if you've worked together and what you appreciate about each other, and that could be used, to dump that into the Terminator too.
Absolutely. Terminator is our friend. He's here to help. Okay? He's here to help. Okay, you guys do it. Look, you can do anything for a week. And if you decide it's horrible and it was too painful, you can go back to whatever you were doing. Okay? You can literally go back to whatever you were doing. Try it for a week, give it a fair shake, see if it feels different at the end of the week. Okay? Um, 56. I think that's it, unless anybody's got anything else to say. I'll say this too, because I think this could help. I told you already I'm an introvert, right? Anybody that knows me really, really well knows I'm a massive introvert, right? When I was younger, it was even worse. Okay. Like, I mean, people probably thought I was like Rain Man or something. I didn't talk. Okay. I just didn't speak. All right. When I got my first sales job, and who knows why the hell I got it, but when I got my first sales job, the job was cold calling off of lists in 4 hour chunks of time. Okay. You want to talk about pain? That was some pain. Okay. But here's the thing. If I didn't do it, I didn't eat. So I went through the pain. All right. I promise you, you guys are all way too good at your jobs. Nothing that you need to do that you're avoiding is going to be that painful. I promise you, it won't be. All right. Okay. You got anything else to add? Do it now. If not, I'm going to click the button in like 10 seconds. I'm waiting.
Watch the movie Happiness with Will Smith.
Such a good movie. Oh my
It's
God.
painful. It's
Such a good
painful.
movie. Oh, yes. Yes. Happiness from Will Smith. All right. Five, four.
Pursuit of happiness. That's what it's
Pursuit of
called.
happiness. The pursuit of happiness. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
Michael, you're
Yeah. That stupid overhead projector that he's carrying around. Five, four, three,
It's
two.
a time machine. It's a time
It's
machine.
a time machine. Have a good afternoon, folks.